Let's see. I believe you are live.
Well, good evening. I am Christine Hara. I am with Portage County Job and Family Services. I just give you a little bit of my background. I've been there for 17 years. I started off as a long-term care case manager, and then I became mostly a Medicaid trainer for about 3 years, and now I am a public assistant supervisor over the customer service division and transportation division at JFS. So I'm here tonight to talk about long-term Medicaid and estate recovery. That's what I was asked to talk about tonight. But if you guys have other questions about any other Medicaid programs, feel free to ask. It's something that I can help you with.
Can I get home? Thank you.
Yep. Fun too.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So long-term Medicaid services Ohio Medicaid offers a wide variety of services for individuals, older adults or individuals that are disabled.
I'm trying to turn this off, so.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
That's all right. And it's just set up to help them accomplish everyday tasks, like their daily living tasks, fixing meals, managing their household, things like that. We do that through nursing facilities and intermediate care facilities. I think our only intermediate care facility in Portage County is Heavy Marlin. We also provide home health care through several different kinds of waivers, through either the Board of DD or through the Area Agency on Aging.
Now, Heavy Marlin is from birth till death for their clients, yes? Is that correct? For severely disabled children?
Yep.
And adults?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and that's what we would consider an intermediate care facility.
Okay, an ICF?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We also provide additional services such as private duty nursing when a case calls for it, or hospice services, behavioral health services as well.
Okay, would that be what's considered a home-based waiver service, or is that PD, private duty nursing?
It would depend. The private duty nursing could be part of the home-based waiver.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So we get a lot of questions on, can I be on a DODD waiver and also have private duty nursing and also have Medicaid nursing at the same time as I have a DODD waiver?
And that's all determined based on the level of care.
Okay.
So once they determine that level of care, if they have a level 1 care that they need, then yes, they would be able to receive all those services. One of the programs that I absolutely love that's part of this is the Medicaid buy-in for workers with disabilities. And what that does is allows individuals that are disabled but are able to work. They have to be under the age, between the ages of 16 and 64, but it basically removes that share of cost, which we're going to talk a little bit more when we talk about income and resources and all that good stuff. So to be eligible for long-term care Medicaid, there's a special income limit. It's currently $2,523. Individuals over that income can still qualify by putting their excess income in a qualified income trust.
Otherwise called a QIT?
Yes, that is correct.
I'm throwing these out there because we know these acronyms and I want everybody out here
to know the acronyms.
To hear the acronyms.
And I am used to just doing the exact opposite because nobody knows our lingo and our acronyms. So everybody looks at me like I'm talking a foreign language. So I
just recently learned about that because my ex-husband passed away, which brought his income up. And so we had to do a lot of investigating.
Yes. Yep. And the QITs are really awesome because you can bring that income level down to qualify, but that income that goes into that QIT can still be used for a lot of things, a lot of specific.
Hi, it's Becky.
I'm sorry. Somehow I turned this
tonight at my meeting.
I'm sorry. I'm going to just close this and say,
okay.
I just had this like 2 hours ago.
Okay.
So
that's all right. All right. So,
okay. Question: a QIT, is that completely different than an ABLE account, or can a stable ABLE account be used as a QIT?
The stable ABLE account, I believe, can be used as a QIT, but it is two totally different accounts.
Okay, so if somebody already has a stable account, they might be able to put their stuff over there and
to continue to just put their, but just increase the amount of money that they're putting in that stable account.
But there is a limit on how much you can put in per year into that. Is there a limit on the QIT?
Nope.
No limits.
No limits.
Okay. I know I'm getting technical, but I'm trying to cover all.
No,
All the-
that's
all the
absolutely-
questions
ask
I
all
get
the
thrown.
questions that you want. I don't mind
Okay.
at all. A lot of times with the income level, there comes a share of cost based on the type of services. If the individual's in a nursing home or an ICF facility, then anything over $50 is going to be their share of cost.
Okay.
And then individuals that are eligible for that Medicaid buy-in for workers with disabilities, that share of cost will completely change. If they are working and receiving some type of taxable income, even if it's only 5 hours a week at like one of the workshops, as long as they're getting a taxable check, they can apply for that Medicaid buy-in for workers with disabilities and almost completely eliminate that share cost. It decreases it a great deal because it takes the income level up to the 200%.
Okay.
So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions on the income part of it?
Is food stamps gonna be later? And then
Yeah, we can talk about. I didn't bring anything for that,
Okay.
but we can talk about SNAP as well.
Do you want to talk about that right now, or do you want to?
We'll wrap up
Okay.
long-term care
Okay.
and
No,
Medicaid
that's
state
fine.
recovery, and then we'll go into everything.
Because I don't want to
we'll
get you
talk
off
about.
track.
That's okay. So we do look at resources as well for long-term care. Our current resource limit for an individual is $2,000 and $3,000 for a couple. So we look at things like checking and savings accounts, stocks and bonds, cash, 401k, and money accounts in a home that an individual no longer resides in and is not listed for sale. If it is listed for sale, it is exempt. Or if they write a statement saying that they intend to return to that home, let's say they're in a nursing facility for like rehabilitation for 6 months, if they're intending to return home after that is over, then that home would remain exempt. And of course, their home is exempt as long as they're living in it. And then another good example is whole life insurance policies. We see this a lot with long-term care. Individuals will start a whole life insurance policy years and years and years ago, and now they're applying for long-term care services. And that whole life policy has a cash value of like $5,000. That does count as a liquidable resource because they can cash that out and take that income, but that can also be exempted if they roll that whole life policy into like a burial contract, as long as it's not irrevocable. And then we always exempt the vehicle at the highest value as well. But any other vehicles would count as part of the resources. So, and then I have on here all the different ways that you can apply for long-term care. There's always, you can apply online. We encourage everybody to do their Medicaid applications online or through our shared services line. We also are open at Job and Family Services every day, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And
Now you no longer have specific caseworkers for people, right? You all go into a pool.
everybody goes into a case bank now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
back from the day.
I was too. We used to all have our specific caseloads when I first started. But we only have 2 long-term care workers. So you're going to get 1 of 2 people in Portage County. And another really good resource to apply for long-term care benefits, especially for somebody that's just starting out, there is a new benefit. It's kind of like a liaison that works with the state. It's called Ohio Benefits Long-Term Services and Supports. And they are open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. You can call them on the phone and they will help apply for that and kind of coordinate with all those other agencies that like determine the level of care.
Okay, I have a couple questions here.
Okay.
What about individuals who are on home care doing a PASS plan through Social Security? How can they save under the PASS plan and still be eligible for Medicaid?
I'm sorry, so be under the PASS plan?
Yeah,
and still be
they're doing
eligible
a,
for
yeah, what about individuals who are on home care, so she's on a home care medical waiver,
Okay.
okay, doing a PASS plan, I don't know what a PASS plan is, sorry, through Social Security, how much can they save under the PASS plan and still be eligible for Medicaid?
Let me look it up.
Okay. Yes, one of my Facebook friends. Hi, Marie. And she had another question too. I'll try to get to it. What one, honey?
What's happened? So to achieve self-sufficiency, they're working to find employment. Once they find employment, they can apply for that Medicaid buy-in for the workers with disabilities, and that would keep them eligible for Medicaid. Does that answer their question?
I don't know. I'm sure she will let me know that answers her question. And her other question was, oh, John's watching. Hi, John. My caseworker, by the way, is watching. Hi, Nikki. What about, let's see, that's that one. Why is it that some counties don't allow walk-in face-to-face interactions when they can't do stuff on the phone? So a lot of your clients have difficulty communicating what they need over a phone.
Anytime, come into our office and just let us know that you need to see someone in person.
Okay, that's Portage County.
Yes.
What about other counties? How can they approach them?
They should be able to go in their lobby and ask them to see somebody in person.
My caseworker just gave me her heart. This is all new technology to me.
Yeah. They should be able to go into their counties and ask to see somebody in person. We are not supposed to refuse to see somebody in person if that's what they need. Especially somebody that has difficulty communicating. If somebody's hard of hearing or they have difficulty understanding, they need to be a visual, they need to be able to see what we're doing, then we need to provide that service for them and see them in person. So they should go to their county office and ask that they can be seen in person.
Thank you. Let's see. Right, and that's it for right now on my online questions.
So another question, this is really the only question that was sent to me from our department that you reached out to, Sarah Taylor. She said that there were some specific questions about Medicaid estate recovery. So what Medicaid estate recovery is the state seeking repayment for medical costs after someone passes away. It's only for individuals that are 55 and over that they would do that. So if somebody is even on like MAGI Medicaid, the MAGI, the Modified Gross Income Medicaid, if they're over the age of 55, then they would seek Medicaid estate recovery for that. Or if it's somebody that's been permanently disabled or institutionalized, and they look at doing estate recovery for those individuals. However, for example, like your friend that we spoke to earlier, who is receiving that type of Medicaid, after she passes away, because her child is disabled, they will not seek to take that property from them. All they would need to do is get a letter from that child's doctor saying that they've been disabled such and such a date and will continue to be disabled. They just turn that into the Ohio Attorney General's office, and they would not seek estate recovery based on those. We don't do estate recovery on.
Okay, say her child is disabled. My friend's child is disabled. He now has another provider come in and care for him, and it's 5-6 years down the road. This provider's been living there, and the son passes away, and the guy's been living there 5 or 6 years. Does the house then pass to that guy, or does Medicaid then come in?
Medicaid would then come in for estate recovery.
Okay, so whoever is, it would come from him.
Yeah, but there's always, there's always things that you can do through an attorney like the states that can protect some of those assets. It just depends on how it's written and how
in the caregiving plan.
Yep, those things can be protected that way.
So would that be a special needs trust type thing set up, or?
Yep, a special needs trust could be set up, and it could be put into the state to make sure that those individuals are taken care of.
The ones that took care of her son are now being taken care of because they took care of her son. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, and you would just have to work with an attorney to do that because it's very specific language.
I actually have an attorney that's going to come hopefully in November and talk about estate recovery. Okay. I was surprised to learn yesterday that my personal attorney does estate recovery. I was very surprised of that.
Who doesn't?
George Polis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does?
He does estate recovery. He works for the Attorney General's office. I didn't even know that. So he's going to come. I'm not sure. I'm thinking possibly late October or November. is next time I have an opening for speaker.
And I will leave these with you. This is the state information along with the addresses and phone numbers for estate
Cool.
recovery. So you can keep that.
How many pages is it, Dan?
There's 25 of them.
Okay, what I will do for you guys that are online watching is I will have these scanned on to, wait a second. Oh, it's one page with 25 copies.
Yes.
Never mind. I will scan it in myself. I thought she said 25 pages of information. Okay, I will scan it in and I will put it up online for anybody that wants to PM me, and I will send you the information that she has presented. So this is what she is giving me. There you go. And if you want this, let me know through a private message and I will download it into my computer and I will send it to you.
And the pages.
There's only one page. Go and help yourself to it.
I see.
And if you are watching this and you want continuing ed for this, please PM me and I will send you the certificate that says you get continuing education for coming and watching my program online. Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, I would encourage you to come in person so you can get your copies immediately.
So can you explain what exactly MAGI is?
So Magi Medicaid is modified. It's Medicaid determined by the modified adjusted gross income, and there's actually 14 different kinds of Magi Medicaid. It's based on the income level. It's based on the number of people in the household. It's based on, for children, if there is third-party health insurance. For example, if mom and dad are separated, dad has insurance on the child, mom's making over income, but the child still qualifies based on a higher percentage of income limit, and because that child has other health insurance.
So in our cases, I'm speaking from the viewpoint of an Ohio shared living provider that falls under the IRS rule, I'm trying to speak slowly, 2014-7, the difficulty of care rule for the IRS. And your income is zeroed out, and so you show no income, and that is your only income for your household, you now then qualify for Medicaid.
Yes. As long as they're under the age of 65. Once an individual turns the age of 65, then we have to start looking at our age, blind, and disabled categories of Medicaid.
Which would be the passport program? Or
No,
totally different?
not necessarily. The long-term care programs are different. Our age, blind, and disabled programs are based on the Social Security standard, which currently don't quote me, I think it's around $800 right now. So their income would have to be at that amount or below in order to qualify. There is also a Medicaid program called Specialized Recovery Services, SRS, and that is for individuals that don't necessarily need long-term home care, but they have significant behavioral health issues that they need help with, or they have significant issues like they are on dialysis and they have to go for dialysis treatment a few times a week. Those individuals can be over that amount of income and still qualify for Medicaid, but that determination is done through another agency. We take the application and we do our eligibility piece of it, but the determination of whether or not they would be approved through that is done through another agency.
Okay, so let's go to the food stamps.
Okay.
I know I have another question about this too, and if it comes back to me, I'll ask it. So my son is now over the limit for his income.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, over the limit, and let me say over your income to qualify for a waiver, you have to bring in more than $2,500 a month or you would lose your waiver. Mm-hmm. As long as you're under that $2,500, you can continue to get your DODD waiver, or I'm assuming your home care waiver also.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to specify that. Once you go over the $2,500, say you have a parent or a husband or whatever qualifies you for their Social Security, and you have to be married, 11 years to claim on ex's income?
Yeah, I believe it's 10 years.
Is it 10 years?
11? I don't know. I think it's 10 or 11 years. So.
I was 18 years. So, hey, I was 18 years. I'll say that out loud. So I qualify for under my ex-husband's. So my son just went up because his dad passed away, and that was a big concern for us. And so I was on the phone for months because he lost private insurance. He lost a whole bunch of things. He lost his food stamps. Okay, which was $200 and some he was getting a month from food stamps. But yes, his income went up. Now my fear is he going to use his waiver that pays for his day services? So we went through a whole bunch of studies and we found out that the limit was $2,500 a month. As long as he's below that, which he is, he will be able to maintain his waiver, which pays for his services through the DODD, which is including his day labor, my services for him, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to make that out there
And
for
if
people.
he was over the 2,500, though, that's when you would open that qualified income.
Right,
trust
and you guys
bring
can
it
actually
back
do that
down.
for us, right?
No, there is paperwork that you can actually print out online. If
Oh,
go to
you
the-
mailed me a paperwork. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, we can mail it out. To
Yeah, you guys actually mailed me a form about opening up a QIT.
Yep.
And now you can open that anywhere you want to with any bank, cyber bank.
They just have to fill
For
out that
building.
QIT certificate, and you got to provide that statement every year when you do your
Now
renewal.
that can only be used for certain items such as a stable account, or can that be used for anything?
It's specific items, but it's pretty broad. It can even be used for things like rent and utilities. So it's a pretty broad list. Of what
It's a
they
lot
can
more
use that
broader
for.
than what a stable account would be. They have more choices. Okay, now to go back to the food stamps. If my child was in a group home and they provided some of the meals in this group home setting, would he still qualify? Okay.
No, because they are providing meals in that home.
Even if he's on a waiver in that home?
Yes.
Okay, because my son is currently over the limit, he still gets a $20 a month.
Is he in a group home?
No, he's at home with me.
Okay, yes. So if he goes into a group home, then he would no longer qualify.
He would no longer qualify?
Yeah, he's on the minimum allotment because he is a disabled individual. So anybody that's disabled, even if they're over the income, they're still eligible for that minimum allotment of food assistance.
Which is $20. And you have up to a year to spend that, right? Is
Yeah.
it?
Oh, you have. It's
Well, since it's
based on-
ongoing for him, but if
Yeah.
he hadn't and he went off a boom, he would have up to a year to spend it.
Yep.
Now, currently, he gets extra money every month because of the
Because
pandemic.
because of the public health emergency,
And-
they are getting the full allotment of food assistance right now.
Okay, I just, in case people don't know that and are not, they need to contact their food stamp
And
area.
as far as I know, that was continued through June. Right now, they've been going month by month with that.
Okay, is it through June or is it till the end of the wind down period?
Right now, it's just for food assistance. It's different. The wind down period for Medicaid is separate from food assistance.
Okay.
So food assistance, we're going month to month with the services with the waivers that we're continuing. Like we're exempting certain types of interviews. We're not forcing people to come in face to face. We're still, which we don't really have people come in face to face anymore, but there are some circumstances what we would require a face to face, and we're not requiring that right now. And we're not requiring people to complete it's called an interim report. They do it every 6 months to show what their income is and just that there's no changes, or if there are changes. Those things are still waived right now. And we're going month by month with those. But the wind down period for Medicaid, I'm not 100% sure. It's either going to be in August or October. It depends on if they announced it on May 15th, but I haven't seen anything.
Okay, and
But I'm
now for
also
you guys,
looking
what
at
is your
vacancy.
wind down period covered? For us, it covers what we call the Appendix K, which is another rule, and that's not going to expire until January 2023. So for you guys,
The wind down period for us is anybody that's become ineligible for Medicaid during the public health emergency has stayed on Medicaid.
okay,
So
so,
the wind down period for us means that those people that have stayed on Medicaid, even though they no longer qualify, will be taken off
okay, that's why I was wondering what that meant for you guys. I have been Medicaid for years. I used to be a Medicaid provider in a former life.
So do you have questions about SNAP assistance? I brought you guys some cards too, if you want to put this on here. This is one of our shared services cards. This is how
Eric?
anybody can apply for
I
food
have one?
assistance.
Yes.
Let's see. Yep. Okay, you guys are going to have to turn your head sideways so you can see the whole card.
But calling this phone number, you can apply for SNAP cash assistance, Medicaid right on over the phone. They can do an audio signature. There's no need to fill out a paper application. The shared services line is really nice because it goes a lot quicker than coming in and doing a paper application and waiting to get scheduled for an interview. They call in, there's a little bit of a hold time sometimes, but they call in, you wait through that whole time, you get on the phone with a worker and they do that application right then and there and do the determination as soon as they get the verifications, but it does get that process expedited. It starts it a lot quicker.
Okay, so you're saying there's a whole time you call Medicaid. Can I just say I called the one day, I was put on hold, I had to put this number because I needed this service.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got a commercial about for COVID. And then I was asked to push a different button for a different thing. And then I got another commercial for a different service. And then I had to push another button for something else. That happened 8 times in the one phone call. And I finally got...
Was it for the Medicaid hotline or for our shared services line? Because it sounds like it was probably the Medicaid hotline.
It was a Medicaid hotline.
Yeah, the Medicaid hotline is a little bit different. It's run by the state and they would have a lot of that information on there.
So I decided from now on it's faster for me to drive 2 blocks down to your office and just ask questions.
And you're welcome to do that anytime. Yeah.
I've never had an issue going down to you guys and saying, hey, this is, you know.
That's good because those are my workers.
Oh, okay.
The front
Yeah.
desk workers are my workers. So.
Yeah. So, even to get a copy of my Medicaid card, I've been able to go there and say, I need this. Or to hand in paperwork, can you timestamp this for me? Can you, put that in for me? They've always been really good here in Portage County.
Yeah, they do. And we have a kiosk now in our lobby, a self-service kiosk that you can go in and scan your documents and it will print a receipt, a timestamp receipt out right there for you. And it goes directly into your file.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really
That's
nice.
That does sound nice.
We love it, but
I'm sure, because my scanner at home keeps breaking, so that would be nice.
Yeah.
So right now the asset limit a person can have is $2,000 in the bank account.
yes.
Okay, but is that not incorrect? Is that not $2,000 plus the current month's income?
Plus, yes, we always deduct the Social Security income.
Right. So it's actually, what is it, $2,800 basically now? What is the Social Security?
Whatever the Social Security payment is. So if the Social Security payment is $2,100.
Oh, even with like him, his Social Security. Okay.
We would deduct the full amount of Social Security from that
to get the 30-day to spend it. Correct. Mm-hmm. So, and if you guys find there is too much money in the account, you guys give us 30 days to transfer it to wherever it needs to be. So it's not like, boom, you're cut off.
Down
or whatever, transfer into a trust fund or whatever you need to do to hide it. Well, I shouldn't say hide it, but, but yeah. So like he has a trust fund, so you give me 30 days to transfer it over to his trust fund or pay off his medical bills, whatever. So our representative, is he a representative? Our senator, Sherrod Brown, is trying to push through a bill to raise the limit for us for up to $10,000 that we can have. How does your office feel about it? And have you heard anything about that, or do you know anything?
I've not heard anything about that, but I think that's fantastic because I know, especially our disabled individuals, they have a lot more needs, and having those resources to fall back on, that's important.
For how many years has the $2,000 limit been in place? Do you know?
It was actually just raised, I think, maybe 5
It was. You know what?
ago.
It was because it used to be $1,500.
It used to be $1,500.
That's right. It was back in 2011ish.
Right. It was raised, I believe, around 2017, 2018.
Okay.
Or maybe it was a little bit before.
I think it was a little bit before that. Yeah. I remember that because I talked to Rebecca about it on the phone.
Rebecca Abbott.
Rebecca Ruffner.
Oh, Rebecca Ruffner. Okay.
Yes. My daughter knows her son from school.
Oh, okay.
She was my first caseworker. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I know you. Portage County is a small county, in case you don't know that.
Yes, it is.
But so with $2,000 as your limit, it's very hard for people to save for tires on a car or a replacement vehicle or a vacation even.
So I think it's fantastic if they bring that.
So if you are listening to this, which I hope you are, you should write your senator, write to Sherrod Brown and tell him you fully back raising the limit up to the $10,000. So, and that's the only way we can get things through is if people write your congressman. I hate to say that. I sound like a little old lady down the street. This is write your congressman. But it is useful. It does get things done.
It does, yeah. So one last thing I want to talk to you guys about, this is my favorite program, this is my baby, this is the program I manage. It is our non-emergency transportation program.
Oh, NMT. No. No, that's what we do. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's the NET program is what we call it.
Okay.
And what this is it provides transportation to any Medicaid covered appointment. So anybody that's like physical therapy, anything that's covered by Medicaid. We cover either door-to-door service to that, or we provide gas cards, which especially right now, that's phenomenal. So you have Medicaid scheduled appointments.
Even if you have regular transportation of your own,
Yeah,
and you
we
don't
will
want to
provide.
drive, because we got cut off from transportation many years ago when I got the handicap van. Before that, we were able to use Medicaid transportation.
You are able to use net transportation anytime.
Okay, that's nice to know.
And there is transportation services provided by all the managed care plans too.
Now, how far do you drive? Say, if my son would have an appointment at Cleveland Clinic, you would take him there and then
go
pick him
as
up?
far as Pittsburgh if we need to. If the closest, we had a client that had had to see a very specific neurologist, and they had to go to Pittsburgh. We took him to Pittsburgh. We will go to their
And then you would bring
closest-
him back home then?
Yep.
Okay. You wouldn't
Yep,
leave him stranded
absolutely.
out there?
Yeah, and we have 2 vendors that do that. We work with Scenic View. They are out of Cleveland, and Emerald is through.
We used
Community
Emerald before. I'm
Services.
familiar with Emerald.
And then we also, of course, use Parda for some of our rides. And then I have 2 full-time drivers and a new part-time driver that's going to be starting soon.
Okay, now I know I used Emerald when he was in the wheelchair. And they do have wheelchair vehicles.
Yes.
What if you have a client that has to be transported flat? Laying down. Can you do that or not?
Then they would need to go through their managed care plan because that's not considered non-emergency transportation.
Okay.
Anytime that they have to go like on a gurney,
Okay.
anybody in a
I'm just-
wheelchair or any kind of like walker or cane or anything like that, we can put them with non-emergency though. But it's a great program. I feel like it's the biggest
I agree.
secret in Portage County.
I hate driving Cleveland. When he has an appointment in Cleveland Clinic, we usually go the night before, stay at a hotel, and have a hotel transport us. And that would save us.
Us.
Yeah, that would be
Call us and
wonderful.
we will set it up. But the phone number for NET though is 297-3785, and I brought you these lovely bookmarks. I'm gonna let you keep a whole stack of them so you can hand them out to
definitely will.
anyone else in the group. And even with gas prices so high right now, there's the gas card benefit of it too. So if you have someone who is going to physical therapy or something like that several times a week and it's becoming a hardship for them, have them give us a call. We can get them set up with some gas cards for those appointments.
I'm sorry, huh?
Thank you.
Okay, so on the transportation, can they take their aid with them?
Yes.
Okay.
They can take their caregiver with them. That's not a problem.
Okay,
whatsoever.
their aid or their guardian, whoever needs to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
we even have people that have to take their kids with them.
Okay.
So, and that's not an issue for us as long as they take the kids in. We can't babysit, but
Right.
but anybody that's going with them to that appointment is able to ride with us. We do ask that people call in 7 days in advance before their appointment, but we know that that's not always the case. We do our very best to always try and cover everything that's requested. So, and we're doing a little over 1,000 rides a month right now.
Okay.
So it's quite a bit.
Very good. Does anybody else online have any questions?
Now, your friends in other counties, there is net transportation programs through every single county.
Well, that's nice to know. Yeah.
It's every county that runs it a little bit different. Like I think we're one of the only counties that have our own drivers that we use to take them to appointments.
Let's see. John wants me to make sure I sent him the stuff. Oh, and he wants us continuing ed credit. Okay. What about individuals? Okay. I did that one. I think that's it.
All right.
And if I missed your question, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this on my phone and on my computer both, and it's not really easy. I'm not tech girl. But thank you for watching. I'm going to sign off. I think. Are you done?
Thank you.
Is that pretty much it?
Thank you.
Okay. Yay. Now how do I turn it off?
I'm gonna leave you guys with some of my cards too.
Beautiful.
Okay, Christina, I got her.
I'm going to scroll here. Let's see.
So anytime anyone has Medicaid questions, feel free to reach out. You can email me, you can call my office
And your
phone.
number is.
This is my card right here. That's our Met
Okay.
transportation line. But I'll give you guys a few of them.
Okay.
It will not turn off.
Footsteps.